Coming up tonight, Chinese tourists are allowed into Singapore from next month as our borders reopen to more travellers.
A ceiling fan breaks apart in a busy coffee shop in Tampines at dinner time, injuring 2 customers.
And let's hear it from Henry himself. The Arsenal great shows off his managerial skills.
Back the ball, back the ball. Xavi, can you pass it one touch? Then why don't you do it?
This is the Straits Times Newsnight. I'm Chiao Suen.
And I'm Dylan Ang. Great to have you with us this Thursday evening.
Tourists from China can enter Singapore from next month and won't have to quarantine if they test negative for COVID-19 upon arrival.
Transport Minister Ong Ye Kung tells the Straits Times it's like travelling from one end of Singapore to the other.
Accepting them into Singapore is no different from asking Jurong residents to go to Bedok. It's just similar risk profile.
Apart from China, tourists from Australia's Victoria State will also be allowed to enter Singapore from next month. They will join travellers from the rest of Australia, Brunei, New Zealand and Vietnam.
So far, Singapore has received only about 600 visitors from the 4 countries. Not huge, as these travellers must still comply with restrictions in their home countries. As Minister Ong explains, Singapore is thinking a few moves ahead.
It's like chess pieces. We want to put them in place. At some point, aviation will start again. At some point, people will travel again. At some point, when it starts, our chess pieces are in place, we are connected, and then Changi will thrive again and SIA can fly again.
You can watch the full interview with Minister Ong on straitstimes.com.
An update on the COVID-19 situation here. For the second straight day, there are 0 new cases in both workers' dorms and in the community. All 7 new cases were imported and have been placed on stay-home notices when they arrived in Singapore.
Long queues for the Trace Together token were seen forming at the Marsiling Community Club earlier today, with wait times ranging from half an hour to an hour.
ST's tech editor Irene Tham said queues only started forming after the multi-ministry task force announced last week that Trace Together will be mandatory.
So there are a lot of uncertain elements here, which is why people feel that they better get the token first and fast, right?
So, Anne, do you think you'll be queuing to collect your token anytime soon?
I don't think so. Honestly, no. The app works fine and I don't think I'll be in a rush to go down and queue. Don't need it right now. More people may soon be able to get tested for COVID-19 and know the results in less than a minute, simply by breathing into a tube. The company behind this test, Breathalyzer, is currently in discussions with the Ministry of Health to deploy breathalyzer tests in trials at public locations in the coming months. It says it's in talks with a major hospitality player here to deploy the tests at events like conferences following approval from the Health Sciences Authority, hopefully in the first quarter of next year.
Yet another act of violence in France today. 3 people have been killed in a knife attack, including a woman who was decapitated in the French city of Nice in what has been described as a terrorist act. The attack happened in or near the city's Notre Dame church, which also left several injured, and come as the nation continues to reel from the beheading of middle school teacher Samuel Paty. Police said they have detained the attacker.
Meanwhile, France and Germany have been ordered back into lockdown in response to a massive second wave of coronavirus infections. From tomorrow, those in France must stay at home, except to buy essential goods, seek medical attention or exercise for up to 1 hour a day. Germany will shut bars, restaurants and theatres from the beginning to the end of November. Schools in both countries will stay open.
Let's take a look at what's been trending on social media and sparking conversations today. A 72-year-old Malaysian woman has been reportedly cheated of 4 million ringgit or 1.3 million Singapore dollars in a phone scam. A person claiming to be a policeman had contacted Miss Dolly Ng last May and advised her to open a new account and transfer the entire amount, which was inherited from her parents there, claiming that the money was being investigated by authorities. She later realized that only 14,000 ringgit was left after doing so. A hearing is set for the end of November.
Also trending tonight, a large ceiling fan broke apart in a coffee shop in Tampines last night. 2 people were injured and taken to Changi General Hospital. The coffee shop's owner told the Straits Times that the fan had undergone yearly maintenance work earlier on Wednesday, saying that nothing like that has happened in the 10 years since the fan was installed. He added that after the works were completed, the fan was switched on and a serviceman on site tried to move a ladder beneath the fan. This caused the fan's blades to hit the ladder, which resulted in a part of a blade breaking off and hitting 2 customers.
A 30-year-old Burmese domestic helper who repeatedly put a toddler's hand into boiling water has been jailed for 14 months. She had reportedly put her victim's left hand in the boiling pot 2 to 3 times on January 14. The toddler suffered second-degree burns.
Let's take a look at what's happening in sports. Veteran athletes Peter Gilchrist and Sherry Tan have taken home the Singapore Sportsman and Sportswoman of the Year awards, respectively. Both athletes had a remarkable 2019 season. Peter Gilchrist claimed his 6th world title and 6 consecutive golds at the SEA Games, while Tan became the first Asian to win the Women's Masters Trophy at the World Bowling Women's Championships. This is the first time Tan has won the award and the second for Gilchrist. Congratulations, guys!
Now here's something football fans don't often get to hear.
I'm out now! Don't blame anyone else! You turned the wrong way! If you turn and you drive, you would have seen players here! Mason was there, Victor! No! Don't scream! Mason was there! Mason was there! Ground! I'm now on the ground! That's an easy one! Romain! 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 Dentro! Maxi! Arriba!
Arsenal legend Thierry Henry, who's currently head coach of Montreal Impact, was mic'd up during the team's defeat to Nashville, explains why he was so worked up.
Kind of terrifying. I really wouldn't want Henry to be mad at me. And here's some things we're excited for this weekend. To kick things off on a high-heeled note, 40 men will be walking a mile in heels to raise money in the fight against domestic violence and abuse.
They're looking to raise awareness of the issue. Domestic violence in Singapore spiked 112% during the pandemic. The men, including trainers from Unreal Physical Training, local celebrities like Hossein Leong and professionals from various sectors and backgrounds, will be walking in the charity event titled A Mile in Her Shoes, organised in collaboration with the Association of Women for Action and Research. The walk will start at Republic Plaza and end at Victoria Concert Hall.
Another thing to look out for this weekend. Want to become an investigator or play laser tag? The newly revamped Singapore Discovery Centre opens this Saturday.
Role-play as special agents and work together in teams to piece together clues to solve puzzles. All this in order to escape from one room to the next in the Black Lake facility. If that doesn't sound fun enough, hey, there's also a new laser tag arena where players can fire laser guns at one another. Something you can surely consider. And that wraps up the Straits Times Newsnight. Do visit straitstimes.com to see more news and videos.
You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel by hitting the button below. Have a great evening and we'll see you tomorrow.